In 1979, a maverick filmmaker named Russ Meyer set out to create a movie only he could imagine. Known for his audacious style and wild imagination, Meyer wanted to push the limits of satire and comedy. The result was Beneath the Valley of the Ultra-Vixens, a colorful, exaggerated, and unapologetic romp that still stands as a cult classic. Meyer wasn't just making another film, he was crafting a spectacle that lampooned small-town America with bold humor and sharp parody. Co-written with famed critic Roger Ebert, the movie blended outrageous comedy, cartoonish characters, and touches of surrealism. At the center of it all was Francesca Kitten, Natividad. Her charisma and screen presence made her the undeniable star. Russ Meyer had already shaken up cinema with Faster and Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. By the late 1970s, while explicit films were rising, Meyer stayed true to his vision. He called it limbercore entertainment, provocative and playful, but never crossing into hardcore territory. Beneath the Valley of the Ultra-Vixens became his swan song, his final theatrical feature, and he poured every ounce of his unique style into it. Shot on 35mm in the sun-drenched hills of California, the movie was a visual feast. Meyer directed, edited, and produced it himself. The vibrant colors, rapid-fire editing, and outrageous characters gave it a cartoon-like energy unlike anything else in 1979. The casting had its own story. Kitten Natividad, a former go-go dancer from Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, had worked with Meyer before. She narrated his 1976 film Up and left a lasting impression. Meyer saw in her the perfect heroine, bold, confident, unapologetic. She became Livonia, a vivacious housewife in the fictional small town, USA. A woman navigating a storm of comedic and chaotic situations. For her role, Kitten struck a clever deal. She earned not only a flat fee, but also a share of the film's profits. That decision paid off handsomely as the movie gained cult status. Her residuals proved both her star power and her sharp business sense. The production was a true labor of love, shot over just a few weeks with Meyer's loyal crew. The story follows Livonia and her husband Lamar, played by Ken Kerr. Their quirky marital struggles set the stage for a string of outrageous vignettes. Frustrated with Lamar's peculiar preferences, Livonia reinvents herself. She becomes the sultry Lola Langusta, donning a wig and playful accent to spice things up. The film then parades a cast of eccentric characters. Eufaula Roop, the radio evangelist, played by Anne Marie, Junkyard Sal, portrayed by June Mack, and Ushi Degard, appearing in a cheeky cameo as Super Soul. Stuart Lancaster ties the chaos together as the deadpan narrator, the man from small-town USA. And in the final moments, Meyer himself pops up, breaking the fourth wall with his trademark wink. The plot was loose, almost secondary. What Meyer really wanted was satire. He drew loose inspiration from Thornton Wilder's Our Town. Instead of reverence, he poked gleeful fun at middle-class values. The script, credited to Meyer and Ebert, was closer to a collection of wild ideas than a traditional screenplay. Much of it was improvised on set. That gave the film a spontaneous, unpredictable energy. Meyer's cinematography was bold and stylized. Bright colors, dynamic angles. Every frame seemed to pop. Some scenes skipped sync sound, a budget choice that gave the film a dreamlike tone. For example, June Mack's voice was dubbed by a Mississippi actress, adding an extra layer of odd charm. The supporting cast mixed Meyer regulars and newcomers. Anne Marie brought unhinged energy as the flamboyant preacher, Eufaula Roop. June Mack's Junkyard Sal dominated the screen with her tough attitude. Candy Samples appeared briefly as the very big blonde. Patrick Wright played the garbage man Mr. Peterbilt. and Robert E. Pearson portrayed Dr. Asa Lavender, the chainsaw-wielding dentist. Everyone was in on the joke. Actors, crew, and friends leaned into Myers' eccentric world. That sense of community gave the film its madcap spirit. When Beneath the Valley of the Ultra-Vixens hit theaters in 1979, it made waves. The provocative content and fearless humor drew both praise and outrage. For some, it was a hilarious satire that pushed comedy further than ever before. For others, it was simply chaotic. But no one could deny Kitten Natividad's star power. As Livonia and Lola, she radiated energy and charm. She carried the movie on her shoulders. Audiences and critics alike couldn't ignore her presence. The buzz around Kitten only grew. Posters and marketing leaned into the outrageous tone, and independent distribution helped the film thrive. From grindhouse theaters to home video, it carved out its place as a cult favorite. The legacy of Beneath the Valley of the Ultra-Vixens is as colorful as the film itself. For some, it's a time capsule of 1970s excess, the final hurrah for Myers' brand of filmmaking before home video changed the industry. For others, it's a bold statement on satire and sexuality, unafraid to provoke, unafraid to entertain. Kitten Natividad emerged as a genre icon. Her role in this film became the defining moment of a career that spanned film, dance, and later adult entertainment. The movie blurred the lines between exploitation and art. It paved the way for filmmakers who wanted to experiment with genre, style, and tone. It was bold, it was bizarre, and it remains one of the most unforgettable films of its era.